Automatically or I stopped it?
You stop.
Okay, it automatically stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back and thank you very much for your cooperation. Now, as I have mentioned, we are beginning with the students' presentations on sustainable urbanization of Yangon City. And for these sections, we are very honored to have our advisors such as Mr. BJ, Mr. Thuring Ao, and Uta Kesan for this. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Let's
allow
just
these
acknowledge your
presentation
presence
sessions.
later
I
for the
will hardly be
introduction.
moderating
Distinguished
it.
guests.
So sometimes I will be strict about the time management, so please allow me to do so. So for the students' presentation, each group will have 20 minutes presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, are we all ready for the students' presentations?
Yes!
That's very great. Let me welcome group number 1, please.
So, good morning, distinguished guests and our talented student, our talented friends. So, are you ready? Yes. Okay, so now before we start the presentation today, let me introduce a little bit about myself and my beloved friend first. So, my name is Han and I'm from Vietnam, Xin chào.
Hello, my name is Annika. I'm from Indonesia. Selamat pagi.
I am Linda Zhu from Myanmar, Minglawa.
Hi, I'm Myron from the Philippines, Mabuhay.
Hi, I'm Raina from Japan, konnichiwa.
I'm Kain from Malaysia, Selamat Sejahtera.
I'm Kai from Thailand, สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you very much, my friends. So now please have your seat. So now I have a short clip to show you guys. So okay, so our topic of presentation today is about smart city. So if Yangon plans to be a smart city in the future, so Yangon needs to solve the problem of waste management, which needs solving urgently. So today we are here to talk about sustainable and practical waste management. Today we're gonna focus about land waste management, smart waste management tracking, and heat reproduction measures. And now please welcome Ms. Claire from Singapore. Thank you.
So before I begin my key recommendations for we'll start off with the roadmap. So first we actually have a pest analysis and we have recommendations to actually address this issue. So this might look a bit confusing. So for the snap routine part is where it actually addresses the first two problems, and drop the shop will address problem A, and the third recommendation will actually mitigate problem C. So here's the pest analysis. So on the political standpoint, we actually noticed there's increasing emphasis on waste management. And because of the recent change in governance, it will actually mean that it will be difficult for the new government to execute immediate radical changes. And from the economic standpoint, we also notice the rising income levels, and economic growth will actually entail increased consumption and possibly increase in waste production. And this is also further substantiated from the social factor where there's rising urban population rising urban population growth. And we also notice that the technological sector is where there's moderate to high mobile penetration, and however there's lack of effective waste treatment and disposal options. So based on this overview, we have actually came up with the following recommendations. So first, problem A is land waste management. We notice there's a lack of strategically placed rubbish bins, which further perpetuates littering, and also labor-intensive municipal waste collection systems, and low public environmental consciousness, which therefore means littering and low public efforts in waste separation. So, have you seen this before in Myanmar? This is actually a waste separating kiosk in Myanmar. Have you seen this very frequently in Myanmar? Probably not, right? So this is actually our solution to actually mitigate this problem. So this is how it looks, and you might be wondering, how does this work internally? So first, the consumers have to deposit waste in the rightful place. The emphasis here is on rightful, because if it's in the right place, they will be rewarded with discount vouchers, where they can actually use this when they actually make their final purchases. And they will be reminded to use these discount vouchers because they will be located in the entrance at the entrance of stores and groceries to ensure security and ease of access. And subsequently, because we do know that maybe some people may have difficulties distinguishing plastics and glass, there will be automated separation and alarm sensors for on-demand transportation where once it's full. And because we also know that energy use is actually a very important consideration in Myanmar, so therefore we're proposing that for plastics it would be actually sent for incineration for energy use in domestic and industry purposes. And for kitchen waste, because we know that in different crowdfunding sites, they actually propose that there are ways to actually convert food waste in a very effective manner. So we will actually use it to have it in schools and maybe domestically, so that it will actually educate the locals as to how food can be effectively changed into compost. And if it's done at like mass scale, right, it can be in a way sold for profit for industries as well. So what is the corporation's role here? Because they are receiving materials for new product development in terms of plastics and glass, they should actually maintain the state of upkeep of the machines according to the polluter pay principle. And how do they benefit further? Is because this is actually seen as a CSR effort where they are actually doing their part, and because it's also a branding strategy because they target new millennials who actually care more than just price. And this is actually a critical point of differentiation. And for consumers, as mentioned earlier, because of they are rewarded with discount vouchers, they will actually continue to do this because they form habits. And the evaluation here is that because it develops this habit, it mitigates problems such as when the technology fails in events such as disasters, the habits will actually mitigate such technological lapses. And also increases the community awareness about how we can actually effectively utilize food waste for further processes. So this is how we intend to implement this. So first, we actually have 4 stages. In the first pilot test, we would like to position kiosks in the entrances of school canteens at 10% of middle schools in Yangon for 6 months. And subsequently, we will actually position these kiosks in 10% of universities in Yangon. And in stage 3, we'll position these these kiosks at the entrance of convenience stores and grocery chains with the highest concentration of consumers in Yangon. And in the last phase, we would carefully pilot this project to actually adjust for different learning curves and geographical differences for full-scale implementation. So now I'll pass the time over to Aria. Thank you.
So currently, there are 5.21 million people who contribute to 1,981 tons of garbage per day. And in 33 townships alone, more than approximately 90% in the world are people living in Yangon region. So the problem is, there is this mindset here in Myanmar that why should I care, as I quote, why should I care when I do not even litter? Most people litter anyway. And they also have this mindset that if one person, it won't make a difference. So, but our group, we believe that one person can change. One person can contribute to a bigger difference. And with this, we actually have done a recommendation. Please play the video. So this, our recommendation is inspired by Clue. If you're familiar, it's from Indonesia. So this is Clue. We got it from their website. It's to explain on how it works. So Clue, it snaps a picture to report problems. So, for example, you have a smartphone, you capture that if you want to report a problem on littering or on traffic. So littering, traffic. If you're stuck in traffic, you can actually report it to a picture. So Clue, you can send it, upload it in Clue, and then it will be given directly to the government. And the government official will actually give the public servant so that if you're stuck in this traffic, a traffic enforcer will be there to guide and increase the flow. So you will then be notified if it's been done, and then you can actually rate the feedback based on the stars. So there is a closed loop system in this application. And there is an incentive based, like for example, if you want it to be more merit based, so you report more, you get level up. So that is Clue. So for us, for our recommendation, we're going to have Snap to Clean. So Snap to Clean is our recommendation for smart waste management tracking. So how will it work? This is our business model. So it starts with the person who captures the photo. So for this one, so this person will actually upload the photo to Clue. And then Clue will actually set the fine for the person who litters, and then the person who litters will pay a fine. So this fine will actually benefit two. First one, primarily for the government, because it's going to receive revenue from the penalty that's going to be paid. And then the other one will, of course, benefit the person who actually reported it through merit-based discounts or point-based discounts based on the concept of Go Check in Indonesia. So you might be wondering, what if I don't like my information to be given away, like I'm the one who reported, but I don't want it to be disclosed to the public? Don't worry, because the government will have the authority. The confidentiality of your information will just stay in the government and whoever is the person or the unit assigned to it. And then you might also be asking, how will you verify if that person is the one who littered or who did the act? So our second check, the government officials or the public servants will go directly to the place and to collect the penalty fee, or if he doesn't pay, he must complete community service instead. So this is the framework of our proposed system. So how are we going to implement it? Or what are the key roles for this? So for the role of the service now or the corporate, it's going to verify the information through real-time monitoring in public spaces through the app. And then this one, based on the data that's going to be collected, is going to help the government to impose policy and recommendation for efficient use, since there is accurate data and management that will be gathered after the app. And then the role of the government is, of course, to provide relevant infrastructure in order to support the Clue's functions such as CCTV installations and other technology that may be integrated into the system. And then, of course, the government should state clear and strict signs to warn and inform public. And, of course, for them to be knowledgeable and aware of the penalty that they're going to have if they are going to litter. And, of course, lastly, the role of the community is that it will benefit greatly on their mindset. We want to change the mindset that I want to engage, I want to participate. So we would like that to encourage the community engagement and participation. So in the future, some issues that will be addressed would be optimizing the placement of infrastructure if it's going to be scaled further, if in the whole country or worldwide. And of course, we have to consider the geographical differences in Myanmar. So here is how we're going to implement it. The first phase would be the pilot testing on a zonal basis. So we are recommending that we test first on 2 townships in Yangon for 6 months. Then after the trial of this one, we are going to expand additional 3 zones or 3 townships in Yangon. And then after 1 year, it's going to be implemented in waterways in Irrawaddy River where there is high congestion or high human traffic. So within Yangon. And after 2 years of that, we're going to have the nationwide implementation so that the pilot project will be able to adjust to the differences and the needs of the of the people living in different regions. So varying habits, cultural nuances, and geographical differences before full-scale implementation. So that's it for Snap to Clean for a cleaner Yangon environment.
So now we mitigate the rising temperatures in Yangon, and this might be familiar to the Japanese because this is the Cool Share campaign that is actually implemented in Japan. So this is a 4-pronged approach where we actually look at fashion, cool work, cool house, and cool idea. So under cool fashion, we adapted it to Myanmar's context, where we noticed that they are slightly more conservative in terms of dressing, and they, and culture is actually very important. So we actually would recommend to wear cool and conservative attire with changes in material to keep cool in hot seasons, and to shift to efficient working schedules such as early mornings. Cool house needs to use heat shielding equipment as blinds instead of relying on air conditioning. And the cool idea is simply to just sprinkle water to actually cool down the building. And why do we think that this would possibly work? Because this is actually based on successful results that's been done by the Japanese Ministry of Environment that's from summer 2005. So it's actually reduced carbon dioxide emission, and it also increases the replacement demand for new clothing. And however, we do notice that there are risks to mitigate because perhaps there may be a perception that it will be seen as impolite or loss of cultural value when we actually promote such changes. And the traditional clothing manufacturers may suffer because of this recommendation. And we also noticed that other countries such as Korea, UK, and the UN is actually looking in this direction. And why do we think it's relevant in Yangon? Is because we noticed there's an increase in the AC demand because due to the rising temperature. So instead of relying on aircon, we will actually be promoting other ways to actually mitigate the rising temperatures. So with that, we come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.
So once again, thank you very much for your kind attention. So this is the end of our presentation. Now we're going to move on to Q&A section. So if you have any question related to our presentation, please do not hesitate to raise it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Group 1. And ladies and gentlemen, shall we give a big round of applause? Such an excellent presentation about the business model for the waste management, which is really a crucial issue in Myanmar, as well as thinking about cooperation, involvement, and also customers' feedback, technology. Very great presentation. Okay, this is the time to have the feedbacks or questions from the advisors. May I please invite Otake-san, please.
Hello. Yeah, very impressed and very important topics for YCDC. I'd like to make here of the Mamaso have lectured already. And in this year, YCDC has constructed one incineration plant already. This plant has treated 60 tonnage of garbage already started to treat. Then this 700 kilowatt power generated by this incineration plant. but only one incineration plant in Yangon. So far lacking of 3. So, but the problem is construction cost was 16.5 million US dollar. 16.5 million US dollar. These are constructed by some of the Japanese JP engineering. And YCDC yesterday announced, maybe upon your courtesy visit to YCDC, they announced they need to continuously construct another incineration plant here in Yangon, maybe together with YRG or something. But the problem is they are lacking of funding in Yangon region, and also YCDC has lacking funding. So I am now thinking about smart waste management and tracking, right? It's kind of penalty. I think it might be some part of the funding for construction. So I like, but a little bit worried about how the Burmese people, is a Buddhist religion people, feel about such kind of penalty system. So especially for this question to Nintan Singho, the Burmese people, is it okay for Burmese people to adopt such a penalty system?
Thank you very much for your question. Financing is a really key issue, and of course the Burmese student is called upon for the answer.
Just mentally, how they feel. I would like to curious, but it's a good idea.
Yes, as my opinion, the kiosk implementation is suitable in our country because the cabbage solid waste management is necessary. So our country suffer flooding when there is a heavy rain. So we need to announce the people citizen to get more education and knowledge about the solid waste management. So this is the suitable implementation. And also concerning with rules, this is also available in for Myanmar citizens, because we have to implement the 4 years program, and we first 6 months is the training. We just testing 6 months in only 2 townships, and we have to. Is that okay? We have to expand another 3 townships in CBD area. And also, that is still okay, we have to expand another. So there is the implementation period is only maybe 4 years like that. So it is just the proposal and maybe available in Myanmar.
Thank you. If we could overcome such kind of mental barrier, I think it's one of the good idea. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is really practical questions facing and are really implementing that issues. May I please invite other advisor if you have any feedback and question for the group number 1, please. Mr. BJ, please.
The comments are only made for advisor or also for the audience?
Okay, we will open to the audience as well later on.
All right. First of all, about the presentation. Fantastic, outstanding, exciting, impressive, and intriguing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The hard work is what I said in the morning about how many creative ideas can come out of your young people is depicted here. Some of the things is new for me, right? So thank you for that. Few comments, not many questions. One is about a system that requires a balance. Okay, the punishment-based system may not be suitable in a society like this, which is a listening society, which is a giving society, but a society that doesn't want to be insulted. See that social dimension is very important. It's not always a matter of forcing and money. It's always a matter of transformation in the mentality. And transformation takes time, right? And therefore a balanced approach is needed. What is very good in your approach is thinking of aging, thinking of piloting, and learning from that. And that's how anything has to be approached here, right? About the mentality, I give you one example. If an egg is given pressure from outside, it breaks down and it finishes. If the pressure is coming from inside, it's a creation. So pressure on an egg from outside is a destruction. The pressure on egg from inside is creation of a life. Right? So understand this very important philosophy. The change has to come from every individual from inside. And in order to cause that change, the behavior change, transformation, awareness raising, the campaign to make people more and more habitual, is necessary compared to also maybe at some stage the punishment. Punishment might work in a slightly more economically advanced societies, to my feeling. In this society, maybe punishment-based mechanism may not be fully successful. That's my observation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter, for highlighting your change theory, which is really, really important in non-profit and development projects and shares. Once again, thank you very much. Mr. Thuring, would you like to give any feedback and questions to the students, Group 1?
So, like my advisor says, this is a fantastic presentation, and thank you for that. How can we make throwing litter a fun? How can we make it? I mean, how can we, to conform to what you suggested? So that reminds me of like in mid-1980s, when my grandmother, she collect waste, and then she asked them to bring the waste, all the nearby our home, all the waste, we collect them, and then what we can do is that we can exchange for some food, or maybe some toys when we're young. And that reminds me of that idea. That's kind of a rewarding system. Your idea of like snap to clean with discount vouchers remind me of my childhood as well. It's a very good idea, especially how to use modern technologies like mobile app and smart system to make garbage collection a more fun activities. There's a very creative way of tackling the problem as well. Well, we have like so many civil society organizations organizing cleaner campaign in the cities very frequently now. But what we find is that there's no they've been cleaning up very frequently every weekend these days, but they don't tackle these fundamental problem of why people stay litter on the streets. So, like Mr. Vijay mentioned, that the punishment system might not be suitable as of now, but the rewarding system still would be. So, who's going to fund the reward instead of without imposing fine? And that's going to be an interesting solution. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, advisor. So, okay, we got some room to open their students' delegates. So maybe I would, for time management, I will collect first from each individual group, and if time is allowed, then we can invite more. So maybe I would like to invite any questions from the group number 3, group number 2, or group number 1, group number 4. You could ask to the group number 1 group fellows. Any feedbacks or questions? Okay, we've got arranged the microphone over there. Could you please proceed there, please? Thank you.
So, hello, I really like your presentation, but I have like a question about one of your recommendations. So, regarding the Clue app, how do you identify which person is the one littering? When you take their picture, you only see their face, but how are you sure that that is the person, or like how are you sure that that is a person that littered? Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I know your name, your country, and your field of study, please?
Sure. I'm Prima Pupanchai. I'm from Thailand, and I'm majoring in finance and business administration.
Thank you very much. Maybe we will invite another group before you respond so that you can also have time to generate. And may I please invite other group number 2 and 3 if you have any question for your fellows. It's not mandatory, so okay. So maybe you would like to respond for the first question.
Okay. Thank you very much for Group 4. It's a very interesting question. So here I'm going to explain more about that mechanism. So here basically we want to actually trigger people to get the initiative to actually do something when they do when they say to do something when they see something wrong is being done. So but here we do not limit it like only to capture people doing wrong, but we can also like snap pictures and like capture the litter that is we don't know who's doing it, but we can snap it and we can upload it and we can tell the government that in this area you need to do something, and we can get reward for that. And for the second check, it's like we already mentioned, like for the first phase, we're going to do it like in a conventional way, so that the police or the government officials will get the notifications of the crime or the littering action done in a certain area, and then they will come and check it. And if we and even if they not found the person, they will start to think that in this area so many people litters, so they will start to think like what they can do to actually socialize the importance of non-littering. Thank you.
That's very good. Okay, if I may call, this will be final call for others to. Okay, we've got question from group number 2. Okay. Please introduce your name, your country, and your field of study.
Good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Napi. I'm from Group 2, Indonesia, and I am studying engineering physics. So I was thinking about the Clue application as well. What you're trying to do is you capture a subject of the picture and you give it to the government. Even though the government promises the disclosure policy, but the problem is you still take pictures of the person without their consent. And it might violate a law in certain countries. So I would like to know how would you respond in that. Thank you.
That's true.
Question. So I would like to say that first in our presentation we have actually stated that the government will actually state very clear and explicit signs that they will actually be fined, and for them to be fined, clearly they have to be observed because it's actually in public spaces. And also the person who is actually verifying is Clue, so the person who received the information is Clue. And you also stated that anonymity would be provided, and this would actually mean that the government will not be the ones who verify the information, but rather it's a third party, which is the service provider. But it's the government here who actually benefits because they are the ones who provide the infrastructure, such as the CCTV. Therefore, they would receive revenue on a long-term basis from the penalty over time. That's what we were saying. So just like to clarify that point. Thank you.
Regarding with the second question, this concerning with the regional or state municipal government, they can punish who broke the rules and regulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So maybe any final chance for group number 3 to ask the questions? If you don't have, we will invite to the wider audience to give any feedbacks or questions. So may I please invite the wider audience? Okay, we have Miss. Please proceed to the microphone.
Hi, my name is HYLI. I'm an intern with UN Habitat. I've got a question about your first recommendation about implementing the recycling collection centres. What would your plan be to implement somewhere for the recycling to go to be processed, as I don't believe those sorts of facilities currently exist in Yangon? And if it's going to be implemented at a smaller scale and then growing, what would your plans be to deal with that? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. I'm going to answer. I'm going to take an example because we separate the trash into several categories, including plastics, paper waste, glass, and also food waste. And our most concern is actually the fact that 70% of all municipal waste in Yangon is actually food waste. So we're planning to put this food waste garbage in the schools. So we're gonna start from school canteens. So basically, this food waste garbage can turn this food waste into fertilizer, but it's a very in a very environmental friendly way because we use like microorganisms who can actually process this food waste into fertilizer that can grow trees. So we're hoping that we can start from small scale, from school canteens, and when they get the fertilizer from for example, like after 1 or 2 weeks, they will get the fertilizer from the big trash bin, and then they can either use it in the schools to make the schools more green, or also they can make it as a school business to actually gain more fund to actually like enhancing the education facilities in Yangon schools. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Due to time limitation, I may call upon the final questions. Does anyone have a burning question to the group number 1? Okay, we've got one gentleman wearing the white shirt. May I know your name and your organization you're representing to?
Yes, I'm Kong Tat from Myanmar. I'm from University of Medicine 1. The question I would like to ask is about the Clue app you mentioned. It's a brilliant idea and a lovely app. I'll really love to use it. But I would like to ask some questions relating the app and our country. You focus on Yangon, so I'll just stick with Yangon. So consider you take the picture, you upload it to the government. I'd like to know if you would form a special group, a specific group to deal with the problems, or you like to depend on the government forces in Yangon, meaning the police force, to deal with the problem. So if you think you like to depend on the police force to deal with these problems, I think I would like to know if you plan to reward the police forces, because the truth is in this country, in Yangon, the police force, not all the police are so encouraging and enthusiastic to solve the problems yet. What I think is, you pose a problem. The more possible, they were more likely to think like, it's another problem. It's a nuisance. It's a nuisance. It's more like that. I doubt it will be like, it's a problem. Yeah, let's go fix it. It's not likely. So, do you plan to encourage these dutiful police forces, or would you like to form a new team to deal with these problems? Yes, that's my question. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So, actually, what we're planning is, in the near future, there will be more of machine learning, Internet of Things. So regarding the CCTV systems, it will be implemented soon. So there will be other, you can actually incorporate the academic sector also to research on this technology, so that it will actually improve the Myanmar people in the education of this machine learning activity or information technology, so that they can actually adapt and create a system on how they can recognize automatically with artificial intelligence in the near future. But for now, we are actually tapping into corporations or third party, not just the police, as you said and suggested, because so that it will have a balance, that it will not be biased, that it's only one person or one community or sector that's going to judge, so that there will be a balance of two or more parties or sectors involved.
Thank you. Can I add more?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to share something also. Like in Jakarta, we have a really bad river waste problem. So people are also littering so much. And like in the past few years, like they are forming this one team, like the Orange Army. That their job is to do to grab the most disgusting waste in the rivers, and they grab it up and they pile it somewhere so the river is clean. So that, and they pay more, and they pay them more. So I think it's better if we implement this system, like if we form that certain group, maybe consisting of government officials and police. And I think it's our recommendation to the government to actually consider to pay them more in a higher salary, because because they will get more like life welfare, so they will be more serious and more motivated to actually do something to it. Thank you.
Thanks for the answer.
Great, thank you. I think the question is all about how you're bringing the multi-stakeholders in an inclusive way. Everything is like kind of participative approach. And I remember that our advisor saying about, okay, raising awareness or advocacy would be something, the issues. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the good commemoration and starting Group 1. Shall we give a big round of applause for Group 1? Thank you very much.
Okay, so once again, thank you very much for your kind attention and for your really helpful question. So we are Group 1 and we are the next. Thank you very much.
Very good. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And we will now, before we invite the group number 2, we would like to take a 15 minutes tea break. So may I please invite, I could see the applause and like the group 2 is very happy because of the tea break. That's very good.
Oh,
so may
it was closed.
Sorry, I don't know how to
No, it's okay because I also have.
Oh,
Jamil, right?
Yeah. Bathroom break as well. And of course, the students that we
I'm not sure if it was.
Thank you.